Welcome to Escape to the Country. The airfield that stretches out behind me played a key role during the Battle of Britain and was also once home to one of Britain's most famous fighter pilots. But who was he and where are we? Well, join me in just a moment and I'll tell you. On today's show, we meet a couple of newlyweds after a home with space and quirks. But one property could be a step too far.
It's unusual. It's not my favourite.
But luckily, we've got more that seems to be a perfect fit.
Wow.
This is very impressive.
This is stylish, sophisticated, just like me.
If you say so yourself. Well, today we are in Cambridgeshire, and this was once RAF Duxford. It is now the Imperial War Museum Duxford and houses one of the finest collections of aircraft and militaria in Europe. But during 1940 and the Battle of Britain, the pilots and aircraft that flew from here were tasked with the job of protecting the Midlands, the South East and London from the might of the German Air Force. They were led at that time by Group Captain Douglas Bader, a man credited with having shot down 20 German aircraft. Later on in the show, I'll be back here exploring Duxford's history, its collections, and revealing why, for me, it is my favourite museum. Covering some 1,300 square miles, Cambridgeshire lies in the heart of East Anglia and shares 7 county boundaries, including Norfolk and Suffolk. Primarily an agricultural county, ancient footpaths and chalk streams crisscross the fields and lead to attractive settlements, the largest of which is Cambridge. Granted city status in 1951, it's world-renowned for the university, impressive alumni and outstanding landmarks, particularly the late Gothic King's College Chapel, founded in 1441 by Henry VI. Away from the city, Grantchester is a place which typifies village life in the county. With picturesque cottages and watering holes, it was once home to war poet Rupert Brooke, and today claims to have the world's highest concentration of Nobel Prize winners. Fine stately homes are also a feature in Cambridgeshire's rural scenery, including the 18th century Wimpole Hall and the 16th century Madingley Hall. So with this fascinating medley of architecture, countryside and academia, it's no wonder people flock to Cambridgeshire to set up home. Now, when it comes to property prices, the average cost of a detached home here in Cambridgeshire is currently £317,000. That is some 10% above the national figure. And the reason is simple. Cambridgeshire's close proximity to London and excellent transport links into the capital mean that large swathes of this county are now commuter belt. In the south, you will have to pay more than you will in the north. So my advice is to head that way, up towards the Fenland. Your budget will go considerably further. But what about today's buyers? Well, let's meet them and find out why they think Cambridgeshire is for them. When management consultant Zubin and theatre manager Louisa first laid eyes on one another, they soon found they'd each met their match.
I went to join a badminton club because I was trying to get fit, and went along and Zubin was already there. And we just hit it off and became friends, started dating. Things progressed quickly, I moved in.
Next thing we know is she's been around here for the last 2.5 years.
Married for just 6 months, they've decided to leave their current 2-bedroom flat in the Big Smoke and start a new country life together.
At the moment, we're living in London. We do have a beautiful flat, but it's very noisy.
There's always a lot of people shouting and screaming. It's Waterloo Station. I live right next door to it, a stone's throw away.
We have trains going past, buses. We've got a bus stop literally just outside the window, so it's very noisy. And it's constant, even at night. We've got the roundabout behind us, which is, it never stops.
Louisa's no stranger to the countryside. She was born in Norfolk and raised in Norwich. But for Zubin, this is a big move. He spent his whole life in a metropolis.
Growing up in Mumbai and living in London is very, very busy. It will be a big change for me, but at the same time, I like when I come home to unwind and relax. I like the ability to kind of sit down and be quiet. It would be nice and relaxing to move somewhere that doesn't have that hustle and bustle around it all the time.
So they've set their sights on a more peaceful pace of life by moving to Cambridgeshire.
Zubin's family's in London, my family's still in Norfolk, so we were looking for somewhere that was in between both of them. It's also a very beautiful place. I've been a few times and really enjoyed the lifestyle there.
It would be lovely to be able to go see some greenery, go for a little walk where you don't have to be worried about getting run over by an angry cyclist.
They both enjoy hunting for antiques and look forward to discovering more collectibles in the country.
Zubin and I absolutely love going to different sort of markets, finding bits of old jewellery and different types of furniture. It's a great time to spend together, but also to find a treasure or something to bring home and have a story behind it.
The relocation will also involve exploring different pastimes, particularly Zubin's newfound passion for cooking.
We love our food. We do eat out a lot, and I've tried to cook. I've started learning how to cook a lot. Louisa kindly got me some lovely cookbooks to try and follow a recipe. We'd love to have a larger kitchen, and you'd love to have a larger entertaining space.
Whilst this move is about more space and a more tranquil location, it will also mark the beginning of a brand new chapter for our newlyweds.
We're looking to start a family. We want to just have that time to be able to create a home and have a bit more space.
We've done a lot in 3 years, and we're just looking to the future.
Yeah, the next step.
Zubin and Louisa have chosen Cambridgeshire as it's midway between both sets of their parents who live in Norfolk and North London. And they're happy to consider properties anywhere within a reasonable commute of the city. We're all meeting up to find out more about the specifics of their ideal country home.
Well, Louisa, Zubin, welcome to Cambridgeshire.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Louisa, give us a picture of the kind of property that you've been imagining.
I think we're looking for about 4 bedrooms. We do have friends who live all over the world, so when they do come and stay, it's not overnight. It tends to be for a few weeks at a time. Zubin adores cooking. I don't, so that's a great mix for us. So definitely for Zubin, he would love a big kitchen.
Yeah.
I think that would be a definite must for you.
Yeah, for Louisa, it would be really nice if she had a nice closet room or a walk-in closet of some sort that she can have handbags and shoes sprawled around, and I get some closet space back. But that would be really nice. And something quirky. We both are big fans of something quirky.
Character in the building.
And what about outside space?
A little bit of outside space would be really lovely, because we don't have that now, being in the heart of the city.
So on the face of it, a nice 4-bedroom family home with a great big farmhouse kitchen, a manageable garden. Is there a catch? Am I missing something?
We'd love a little annex or a room downstairs with an ensuite and maybe a little sitting area for our parents.
So let's talk about the budget then.
The top budget is 800,000, but that would be with no work needed at all, because we're not very handy with hammer and nails and things like that.
We're in a really interesting county. There's some lovely property here to look at. And you've brought £800,000 for us to play with. How exciting!
Absolutely.
Right then, let's go hunting. Come
Let's
on.
go.
So with a budget of £800,000, our buyers are looking for a characterful, quirky home that has 4 bedrooms, as well as the potential for a self-contained annex, and a large kitchen diner is a must for Zubin. They're after a modest, manageable garden to suit a family in the future, and the location should be no more than an hour-and-a-half's commute to London. We've got some fantastic houses lined up to present to them, but I won't be revealing the attached price tags until right at the end of each tour. Our final property is the Mystery House, which I think might put to the test their desire for something out of the ordinary. We're kicking off our house tour in the southeast of the county in the village of West Ratting, and the nearest train station to London is just 4 miles away. West Ratting is a picturesque place perched on a ridge that lays claim to being the highest village in Cambridgeshire. In the neighbouring village of Bolsham, there's a local shop and butcher, but in West Ratting itself, there's a popular pub, which is just a short stroll away from our first house.
Now,
Oh, wow.
what about this one?
Oh,
Come in.
That's
beautiful.
Amazing.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
no one overlooking you as well. I love even the driveway and the little outhouse on the side.
Yeah, you've got a very, very luxurious workshop double garage over there with a studio above it.
Oh, wow.
wow.
This is-
Yeah. But that's the main proposition. Originally 3 little cottages brought together with an extension at this end. What do you think, Zibin?
It's very picturesque. It's like out of a postcard.
It was on a village postcard.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
can't wait to go inside.
Let's get in. We've got 3 doors to choose from. To avoid confusion, they've got a little sign here that says entrance.
It's very helpful.
So we're going to go around the back and into the kitchen.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
With roots in the 17th century, this impressive Grade 2 listed cottage is packed to the brim with period features. It was sympathetically extended in the 1980s and now offers a flexible layout that could appeal to our couple's need to cater for family and friends.
Oh, nice to get out of the rain. And what a greeting. Look at this.
Oh, wow. It's very much a farmhouse kitchen feel to it, doesn't it?
It is. It is. It's quite nice and homely.
What's curious is that this is the new extension.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the space is great. Big enough that I think for your creative talents in the kitchen, definitely enough room for pots and pans and
I need a little bit more
preparation space.
modernising with some gadgets for me to cook around with. But it's a great space.
But bizarrely with this one, we've also got another kitchen at the far end of the property. So you've got 2 to choose from.
options.
Come this way.
The modern kitchen extension also benefits from a utility room as well as a boot room and flows straight into the original part of the house. Passing through a breakfast area that houses the main staircase, you come to the first of 2 sitting rooms.
Oh, wow. Look at that place.
This is a classic bit of East Anglian 17th century architecture. This great big central chimney stack, which gives you an ingle nook on this side and on the other side as well.
It's very different from our flat in London.
Yes.
I'll bet it is.
It is like...
This is what I envisage moving to the country would be like, quite picturesque and postcardy.
It feels very homely.
Just off this cosy sitting room, a small study fits neatly under a second staircase. Then, continuing further into the cottage, we pass through a large formal dining room before we arrive at the largest of the reception rooms. This adjoins a second kitchen and downstairs bathroom, so could be utilised as a separate wing or annex.
So this would be the guest end.
This feels lovely. It's a lot lighter than the other 2 rooms, I suppose, because the ceiling's higher. Oh, and I love this door.
Yeah.
It's ever so sweet. It's
lovely, isn't it?
That's like a little hobbit door.
It's unusual this because it's got 2 kitchens. If you took this one out, you'd have living room, bedroom, and then downstairs bathroom beyond.
With the potential of a separate wing for visiting parents sorted, it's time to take a look at the main sleeping quarters upstairs. Back along the cottage and up the central staircase, we find a compact shower room and 3 double bedrooms, all oozing with authentic vintage charm, featuring exposed raw timbers and sloped ceilings. One of these bedrooms has its own separate staircase, access from the downstairs dining room. But the room designated as the master lies in the newer wing.
And then finally, this is your bit.
Oh, OK. So this is certainly bigger than the other rooms that we've seen.
Well, this is above the modern kitchen extension. Ensuite round the corner.
OK.
OK.
That's nice. It's definitely got space.
It's got space. Our existing bed might not fit in there.
Really? How big is that? Wow.
Oh, you got a full poster. That's the problem.
I see the problem. Yeah, the roof
The
may
roof's
not.
coming in a bit, but that's fine. We can change the bed. Definitely has potential.
Seeing the possibilities of this property is a positive sign, and I just hope the garden will also deliver on suitability and size. At just over half an acre, it's a lovely, unfussy space, mostly laid to lawn and bordered by box hedges with some mature trees and a large pond.
This obviously is the main family garden. Bags of room for kids to run around in.
I think it's a great space. It's not too big to worry about maintaining it to pristine condition, but it's enough space to, like you say, have
kids running around or just enough space to be outside for a bit.
Gives me my outside space, and it's a lovely space as well.
Let's have your best estimates as to what this property is on the market for.
I'm going to go 695.
Oh, yeah, ooh, that's a bit low, I thought.
Oh, okay.
I was actually going to go slightly lower than that. I'd say 685.
685 plays 695.
Not done too
Not
well.
done well. I can tell by your face.
You haven't done brilliantly, but all is not lost.
Okay.
This is on the market for offers in excess of £750,000.
Oh, wow. I think because the inside potentially we'd want to look to update it slightly.
Yeah.
That's probably where maybe a bit of our budget would go.
Well, go and have a think about what you'd get for offers over 750, and I will come and find you a little bit later.
Perfect.
Off you go. £50,000 under budget. This classic historic thatched cottage could give our buyers all the options they're looking for. It has 3 double bedrooms upstairs, with the potential for a 4th in a separate self-catered wing down on the ground floor. There's also a generous country kitchen, alongside a range of reception rooms, and the whole lot lies in a large, easy-to-maintain garden within a popular and pretty village.
The house could fit perfectly on a postcard. It's beautiful to look at from outside. The fireplace is absolutely stunning.
The size of the rooms are quite generous. The kitchen is a great size for Zubin to be creative in the kitchen, and I think it has a lot of potential.
Well, that's it. Property number 1 is done. I think a really good start, and an interesting option that I wouldn't dismiss just yet.
Not at all. It's definitely given us food for thought and definitely has potential.
Right, come on, let's go. Running through the heart of Cambridge is the stretch of the River Cam now commonly associated with punts. And with Zubin and Louisa keen to explore different activities when they move, we've arranged for them to learn more about the river's history and its punting pioneer. They're meeting Customer Experience Manager, Grace Williams.
Hello.
Hello,
Hiya. How are you?
Good. So tell me a bit about punting.
Okay. Leisure punting was first introduced to Cambridge in the very early 19th century by a gentleman called Jack Scudamore. To begin with, the river was predominantly used for cargo because it was a very sort of strong merchant town, and the river was a big trade link. And in around the mid-1800s, railways were introduced, and it meant that transport by the river was less popular. This gentleman, Jack Scudamore, took the opportunity to purchase these 2 stations, so here at Mill Lane and at Quayside at the other end, and turned the river into more of a leisure facility than sort of a functional area. So I've arranged for you to go on a tour with one of my colleagues, and if you'd like to head to the office there,
Perfect.
I'll get you on a boat. You're welcome. Have a good day.
Punts were originally made and used in the shallow waters of the county for catching fowl and fish. Flat-bottomed without a keel, they were crafted from wood and moved using a long pole. Perfect for use on the river, they're now predominantly used for pleasure and make an excellent vessel for a guided tour with Assistant Station Manager Cameron Miller.
It's just past the King's Bridge. Provides us with probably the most famous site in Cambridge, which is King's College Chapel.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is absolutely stunning.
King's College was founded in 1441 by King Henry VI. The chapel itself was not actually completed until 1536. One of the most famous sites here in Cambridge, besides King's College Chapel, and that is this bridge, the Bridge of Sighs.
Oh, wow.
Bridge of Sighs was built in 1831 by Henry Hutchinson. It's not actually called the Bridge of Sighs, though. Its real name is the New Bridge.
New Bridge.
Bridge of Sighs is a nickname given to it by a lady called Queen Victoria. She visited the city many, many times. She stated this was her favourite bridge, and it looked just like the original, which is in Venice.
In Venice, yes, the Bridge of Sighs in Venice.
Winding its way past further colleges of repute, the tour comes to an end, and Cameron leaves our couple to make their own way back on the return journey.
Oh, I like this. Keep going. Do you need to push off?
It's all right, got it.
Mind your head.
Oh, part and parcel of fun.
And after all that messing about on the river, this is where we leave our buyers until the house hunt gears up in the morning. It's the start of our second day here in Cambridgeshire with newlywed Zubin and Louisa from central London. Armed with an £800,000 budget, they're looking for character, space and flexibility in a calm rural location, away from the crowds and commotion of the city. Still to come, our much anticipated and unique mystery house proves that silence is golden.
It is so quiet. Just, you can't hear a thing. It's idyllic. And the space.
And I revisit a favourite old haunt, where I get up close and personal with some military legends.
Here we are surrounded by, a Spitfire and a Lancaster, two of the most iconic aircraft that the RAF have ever flown. Now, an issue common to many house searches is the need to try and find the space demanded by modern living, yet set within an old and characterful property. Regardless of your budget, it's more an architectural dilemma than it is a financial one. That is certainly, I think, what Zubin and Louisa have found this week so far. So what can we do today, our final day of house hunting, to try and resolve it? Well, we have two more properties to come, including, of course, our mystery house. It is a day of something old and something new, but space is top of the agenda. We are continuing our Cambridgeshire house search, and our destination is the village of Gamlingay. Once an ancient coaching route from London, Gamlingay was home to many inns, some of which still exist today. In addition, there are also a number of local shops and a primary school. The nearest train station for Zubin is about 4 miles away, with a service to London which takes just over 45 minutes. And right on the edge of the village, we come to our next property. Well, guys, this is perhaps the most bizarre start to a house tour I've ever done, because you can't really see what I'm about to describe. It's one of 8 brand new conversions on this redevelopment of an old farm complex.
I think we're both intrigued, aren't we?
Both intrigued. We love conversions.
Yeah.
And
It sounds like it might be right for us.
Well, let's see if we're right.
Yeah.
Go on then. 8 barns have been converted in total and have been given Grade 2 listed status, as the buildings were originally built in the early 1700s. The one we're showing was completed just 3 months ago and comes with no less than 3 of the dedicated parking spaces within the carport. Well, this is the obvious place to start, this amazing central hallway.
wow.
This is very impressive. It's light, it's airy, it's fantastic.
This is me.
It's you, it's very
This
you.
is brilliant. This is stylish, sophisticated, just like me.
If you say so yourself. I do think it's you. I think it's you two to a T. Come on, let's have a look at the kitchen diner. I mean, this is an enormous space, very echoey because there's nothing in it to absorb the sound. There's the kitchen, brand new. You can have a telly over here with a bit of a sofa as well, the dining table, and of course, access out to the garden through 2 double doors. I mean, it sells itself, this one, really.
It's a lovely space. I can see myself hosting family.
Well, talking about family, because one of the issues we have struggled with is living room space to accommodate these big family gatherings. This, I think, will work. Come and have a look at the living room. There you go.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's great. What a fantastic size.
The old beam adds a little bit of character.
Yeah.
It really does.
Open 2 doors to look out into the garden.
It's brilliant, you've done well.
Hurrah! Well, we've got 4 bedrooms for you to look at, but let's deal with the main event, the master. That's through here. So, some very encouraging responses to this sleek, contemporary conversion so far. Also down here, there's a separate study, a handy utility room, and finally a ground floor bedroom suite.
Again, this is a great sized room. So this would be the master bedroom?
This is the master bedroom because it's the only one with the ensuite. Have a look in there, that's what it is, over the bath. Again, all brand new, which is rather nice. So I'm thinking that day to day, this is probably you, but when your family come over from India, say, you could relocate upstairs and use the family bathroom for as long as they're here for, and then it's all on one level.
And finally, a bedroom that can hold my 4-poster bed.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
I really like it. I really like it. And there's cupboards for all my clothes as well. So, yeah.
It's done really, really well.
Good. Let's see if it keeps going. Come on. Upstairs, there are 3 further bedrooms, all of which are large enough to fit double beds. And there's also a fully tiled, high-spec bathroom. Heading outside, I'm keen to see what they make of the garden. Well, at last, you can see it.
Yes, we can.
Because we couldn't when we arrived, of course. You know what's on the inside. That's what it looks like from the outside.
It's lovely. It really, really is lovely.
I'm finding it hard to find a fault in it right now.
Well, the garden is pretty plain, obviously. It's brand new. You've also got this paddock, which you could potentially introduce some apple trees or something, turn it into an orchard.
It's lovely. The garden as well. It's the perfect size.
So let's think about the price then, Louisa.
I'm going to go $750.
$750, yeah, super.
I think this has ticked off everything we've asked for. I think it would be $815.
So it would be worth it to you for £815,000?
It might just be.
It would be worth it to me if it was £725,000.
Wow.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Often people's estimates are a real reflection of how much they want it. And I think you've just given the game away, mate. This clearly works a treat, as I thought it would. Right then, go and have a wander around, and I will come and find you a little bit later on.
Fantastic,
Thank you.
thank you.
Off you go. Brilliant. Well, that was an easy sell. Considerably below budget at £725,000, it's been a delight to present our buyers with this Grade 2 listed barn conversion. It has 4 bedrooms, one of which is a ground floor ensuite with plenty of wardrobe space for Louisa. It also comes, of course, with a large kitchen diner for Zubin and an open level garden, as well as a paddock, all surrounded by wonderful countryside views.
I love this house. It's got everything that we've been looking for. It has the character of an older property, but it has the modern day space that we really are looking for.
It's got a lovely large kitchen and ticked off everything we've asked for.
After you.
Thank you.
One thing I forgot to tell you is that the whole thing comes with a 2-year guarantee as well.
It's not bad at all.
Not bad at all, is it?
It's not too bad at all.
Well, we have one more to see, of course, our mystery house. Will that change your minds, I wonder? Come on. A little over 70 years ago, the level landscape of Cambridgeshire found itself on the front line of the fight against Germany. One of the county's airfields, RAF Duxford, played a key role in defending Britain in the Second World War, and the actions of its pilots were decisive in helping to win the Battle of Britain. Now a leading aviation museum, Duxford is one of my favourite museums of all time, and I've been coming here since I was 7 years old. For today's visit, Information Manager Carl Warner is showing me around. For anybody not familiar with Duxford's history, just give us a quick run-through.
The actual historic site goes back to the First World War. It was used in the Second World War, both during the Battle of Britain and, of course, the Great Air Offensive against Germany. And it was even used in the Cold War. So it's got that history running right the way from 1918 all the way through to the 1960s.
Well, let's fast forward to the Second World War in 1940, and when Duxford really comes into its own.
So in 1940, what you would have seen here are squadrons of Hurricanes with Spitfires just down the road at our satellite airfield. And what the pilots were doing was essentially they were responsible for defending the Midlands, but also helping out with the defence of London. So in that great defensive air battle, Duxford's playing its role.
The sense of history here, Carl, is palpable. You can virtually touch it. You can almost taste it. I've always felt that for anybody coming here for the first time, the best place to start is up there in the airspace hangar. Should we go and take another look?
Let's go.
Within the hangar, over 200 aircraft are on display, at least 30 of which tell the story of British and Commonwealth aviation and aircraft development. It also houses some of the most memorable planes to hit the skies, such as Concorde, alongside earlier 20th century examples.
You know, Carl, I never, ever tire of coming in here. There is just so much to see.
What would your favourite be?
I don't know, the Sunderland is an old favourite. You know, I'd love to have travelled the world in one of those. But here we are surrounded by, you know, a Spitfire and a Lancaster, two of the most iconic aircraft that the RAF have ever flown. I mean, I don't know, what's your favourite?
Something else I think is really interesting is the TSR-2.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there it is. I mean, sadly, an aircraft that never was a commercial success.
It's also one of the rarest. There's only 2 in existence. But of course, once we get them, they need to be looked after, they need to be conserved, and that's also what we do here.
The Conservation in Action hangar is where a team of expert conservators work on preserving the museum's most significant exhibits. I'm heading there next to meet Conservation Assistant Rob Claydon. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Jules.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
What have you been tinkering with here, Rob?
Yeah, Jules, this is a Picara, which is from the Falklands War. It was captured back down there in 1982. And it's back here. Now, we're just in the process of doing some conservation work.
And as you're taking these aircraft apart, though, I mean, are you getting into the mind of the people who built them? I mean, some of them, you know, 70, 80 years ago.
Very much so. You often think, especially working on equipment or objects from World War II, you think, well, I may be the only person that's ever, you know, touched that since that was built.
So in a way, you're opening a time capsule, aren't you?
You are.
But your work here at Duxford covers the entire range of the Imperial War Museum's collection, doesn't it? Not just aircraft.
No, we cover tanks, guns, vehicles, anything.
And what's the latest arrival, then?
Ah, well, you'd like to come and see this, Jules.
After you. Well, what have we got here, then?
This is a Husky from Afghan 2012.
And what happened to it?
Well, unfortunately, it hit an IED and completely destroyed the front of the vehicle.
And do we know what happened to the crew?
The crew was safe.
So it did its job?
It did its job.
And I presume this is something you are simply going to conserve and keep it as it is?
Very much so. Kept as it is, in conservation. This shows what war's all about.
It tells the story, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Fortunately, aviation enthusiasts like Rob, with the dedication and mechanical know-how, are passionately safeguarding these machines along with their legacy as a captivating and poignant reminder for future generations.
Well, guys, from one successful house tour to, I hope, another. Our final property has its work cut out, but it's the Mystery House, so anything can happen.
Well, looking forward to it.
Our final property stop takes us north of Cambridge to the village of Holywell, 6 miles from the nearest train station to London. Taking its name from a water well in the local churchyard, the village is full of thick thatched cottages and sits beside the River Ouse. There's a local shop, a primary school and a pub. Tucked away in the centre, we find our Mystery House, which should deliver on Zubin and Louisa's quirky request, but with a modern twist.
Right then, here it is. Our Mystery House, what do you think of that?
Wow.
It's very different.
It's very different to anything we've shown you so far this week. It's by far the youngest property we've shown you in many respects. It's a house with a basement, really, but the basement is chock-a-block with rooms, games room. There's a bit of fun to be had with it. What do you think?
It's unusual. It's not my favourite, so I'm intrigued to see what's inside.
This house will have to sell itself from the inside out.
Yes.
And it might, because it's just enormous. Come and have a look.
First impressions for this unusual 1970s mystery house have garnered a rather lukewarm response. As we head inside, I'm optimistic that the layout and generous proportions will change their minds. We're starting off on the top level, where we find a key room for Zubin.
Well, it has space, which is a good thing.
It's not what I was envisaging.
You're a bit shocked.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I thought it would be, but I could find myself working in this kitchen, definitely.
What would you change?
I think just to make it a bit more uniform, do you think?
I think I'd make it more uniform. Yes, there's a bit of mix and match, but the colour is a little bit brighter than I would like. But
Cosmetic.
Yes, oh, absolutely. There's nothing
nothing that's not cosmetic.
We change.
What's nice about it, it does sort of flow through to those doors out there, which get you out to a little sort of veranda arrangement. To be honest, even if it had nothing else, this is a great space. But the living area is enormous. Come and look. look at all this. Yeah.
Yes, definitely a lot of space.
Wow.
Wood burner there.
Space. Oh, gosh. That's lovely.
This is a lovely space, and it is so quiet. Just, you can't hear a thing. It's idyllic. And the space.
Yeah,
There's a lot of it.
Definitely have the space, but it feels very snug as well.
Can you see yourself living here?
Starting to. Wasn't sure from outside, but now you're inside, it definitely feels very homely, so.
I'd say yes. It's very quirky.
Leaving the kitchen and living rooms behind and heading out into a corridor, this top floor also has a bathroom and 4 of the property's 5 bedrooms arranged off the central hallway. The first comes with its own ensuite, next to which is a family bathroom. The second and third bedrooms are both big enough to fit double beds, and at the end is the master.
This is yours, with ensuite and dressing room through there.
And a dressing room. Oh.
And look at all that built-in storage.
And all that storage. Well,
Somehow I think you've got her attention now.
yeah, I like the sound of that. Again, it's a nice space room. Feels quite light and airy as well.
There's a bit more to see in the basement.
And what's in the basement?
It's good fun. It's really good fun. Come and have a look. As I hoped, the upper level of the Mystery House has made a great impression on our newlyweds. And there's even more to take in downstairs on the lower ground floor. There.
It's home from home.
Yeah?
Well, you wondered where you were going to put your pool table.
Well, now we found a
It's
spot.
there.
We might have to make room for 2 now, though.
It's great, isn't it?
It's great fun.
To describe this as a basement is to undersell it, really, because you've got not only this area, there's a room through here which they've currently got set up as a music studio. That door goes into what is currently a sort of bookstore come library, could be study, whatever. And then in the corner, another ensuite bedroom. So I'm thinking for your guests, that would work a treat.
Gosh, just didn't expect this.
It's a very deceptive property. It has abundance of space.
This has by far the biggest footprint of our property lineup at just under 3,000 square feet. Back upstairs and through double doors out to a raised balcony, we arrive at the perfect vantage point to take in the acre of mature garden. You can see where we started down there with that lovely weeping willow. And you've got a nice mixture of apple trees here.
I like it. I like the space outside. And again, we don't have to do very much to it.
The space up, down, everywhere you look around. There's plenty to see.
Well, let's get down to the numbers then, shall we? Off you go, sir.
I would say this is top end of our budget. 795.
795, yeah.
I think it's private, it's secluded, it has a lot of space. I'm going to go on the nose 800.
You have learnt well this week. It is 795.
Oh!
795.
Wow, on the nose.
Your instincts were absolutely spot on. I think we should give you plenty of time on this one to wander around, immerse yourself in it, and see if it would actually work. Go on,
Brilliant.
off you go.
Thank you.
We'll find you a little bit later on. £5,000 under budget, this mystery house has definitely hit the spot. And whilst it may not boast historic character, the modern style and proportions certainly make up for it. Featuring generous living areas, there's lots of storage space for Louisa, plus a large kitchen diner for Zubin. And a whole separate floor could be ideal for a number of visiting friends and relatives, with plenty to entertain them in the form of a games room.
The mystery house was really interesting. It was a right curveball, and it had abundance of space, nooks and crannies that you had to go digging through.
I have to say, when I first saw it, I think I wasn't very enamoured. Having come inside the house, I have changed my mind. I think it's a great space and it has a lot of potential for us to make into a family home.
Well, I think this has all gone quite well this week.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. Thank you. My pleasure. Well, that's it, I'm afraid. The house tours are now over.
Gosh.
Flies by, doesn't it?
It does. There's a lot to think about.
I think there is a lot to think about. Right then, off you go.
Thank you.
Let's go think. Well, I'm satisfied that we have done our job this week, but have our properties done theirs in reassuring Zubin and Louisa that Cambridgeshire is for them? Well, let's go and ask them. Ah, look at this. Relaxing after a busy week.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, it's been good fun, hasn't it?
It has. It's been great fun.
It's been fantastic.
And having spent a bit more time out of London, are you still sure that Cambridgeshire is where you want to be?
Yes, definitely. It's lovely to have fresh air, see greenery, and also just to see the properties and the space that they have. It really has been an eye-opener.
Are there any that may be contenders?
I think we've narrowed it down to 2.
And which 2 would they be, Louisa, as if we didn't know?
They're the barn conversion and also the mystery property.
Yes, now then. You can buy only one, despite your £800,000 budget. So which one might it be?
Having talked about it, I think for now, the barn conversion is definitely winning over the mystery property.
The mystery property is probably a project, the right project, but probably at the wrong time.
But I do think that barn conversion just lit you up like a Christmas tree. I mean, it's such an interesting building. You can make the move without any real stress or hassle and move straight in.
I think that's where we are now with our lives, still commuting to London at the moment. We don't want to be thinking about projects in the future. I think just to move straight in and start living our lives there is what we want, and the barn conversion offers us that.
So what are you going to do next?
We need to view the property again with family,
Yep.
to come and have a look at it, and once they've seen it and we've garnered their opinion, then potentially we'll be putting an offer in.
Might be as early as tomorrow.
Wow! Well, I shall keep my phone on, because if you are able to do it, guys, it would be just terrific to see you make this move.
We can certainly put our mark on it, I think.
Definitely.
So that's a very exciting prospect.
And it's the only one that could host my 4-poster bed.
There you go. There you go. Reason enough to want to buy it. Well, guys, it's been an absolute treat, an awful lot of fun. So thank you very much indeed, and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Cambridgeshire is, of course, an ancient county with a famous seat of learning at its centre. But I think it's fair to say we've all learned something this week, not least Zubin and Louisa. They still, of course, have much left to discuss and agree upon, but they might do well to bear in mind Cambridgeshire's county motto, with one heart, let us be wise. Now there's some advice. I'll see you next time.
The view behind me was the inspiration for a very evocative hymn penned by a local clergyman in 1847, which to this day brings tears to the eyes of British sport fans. I wonder if you can guess which hymn it is and where I might be. I'll let you know in just a few moments. Today, it's good old country air that's attracting an artistic duo to move south. And our houses are met with a warm reception.
It has that nice feel about it.
Sort of cosy feel, hasn't
Yes,
it?
that's the very word I was looking for, cosy.
There are also some surprises in store.
We certainly weren't asking for period, but this may be an exception.
Today, I'm here in the beautiful county of Devon, and this is All Saints Church in Brixham, where the Reverend Henry Francis Light was the vicar. Tragically, he contracted tuberculosis and had just a few weeks left to live when he wrote the evocative words to Abide With Me, a hymn that's gone on to be sung at every FA Cup final since 1927. His legacy is the creation of a beloved British sporting anthem, and every evening here in Brixham, the streets echo to the sound of church bells ringing out that famous tune. The county of Devon is located in the area of England known as the West Country, with Cornwall to one side and Somerset and Dorset to the other. It features 2 striking coastlines. The northern one faces out to the Bristol Channel, whilst the southern one includes a large section of the Jurassic Coast, England's first natural World Heritage Site. The cliffs here are a 250 million year walk through time, with some of the oldest and most recent rock formations both located in the county. In inland, Dartmoor National Park combines broad expanses of open moorland and densely wooded or gorse-scattered hills. Dartmoor's deep valleys are home to atmospheric villages and small towns like Chagford. Known for its well-preserved 15th and 16th century buildings, including an impressive octagonal market house, legend has it that a wedding day tragedy in the local church inspired the 19th century historical novel Lorna Doone. So, with its unique coastlines, extraordinary landscapes, and historic towns and villages, Devon is a county that provides a captivating mixture for both a temporary or more permanent country escape. With so much on offer, it's no surprise that here in Devon, the average price of a detached house is £20,000 above the national figure at almost £310,000. And in hotspots like Dartmouth on the River Dart, that can quickly rise. So if you want your money to stretch further, it's worth coming north of the A38, away from the coast, to towns like Buckfastleigh and Ivybridge. But what about today's house hunters? What are they after? Let's find out a little bit more about them. Professional storyteller Janet and her retired systems engineer husband Jeff met 25 years ago over their love of classical music.
You know, we just went to the same event and we just saw each other and lo and behold.
He sat next to me in the proms, and then afterwards we went for a drink.
True love blossomed and they never looked back.
So we got married in '94.
Yeah, so it's 21 years.
Yep.
The things she gets me into. You never know what's going to happen next week.
They have lived together in their 4-bedroom bungalow in Ewell in Surrey for 23 years, but it's been home to Jeff for even longer.
I bought this bungalow with my brother over 30 years ago. It's a very nice cul-de-sac, nice neighbours, but...
It's off a dual carriageway. And we're just 400 yards from the boundary with Greater London.
Unfortunately, Janet has faced health problems over the years, and living so close to the big smoke often makes matters worse. The hope is that a move to the country with access to fresh sea air will provide something of a tonic.
So we want to look to go into the country or to by the seaside,
yes,
because the air will be cleaner. So part of it's a health reason.
And after a trial run, they know just where they'd love to be.
We plan to move to Devon, focus somewhere around Sidmouth. We have a flat in Sidmouth which we've been using for the past 4 years as a kind of transition flat, get to know the area and get to know people. I know Sidmouth very well. I've been going there since 1976.
Janet's love of a good read means they'll have plenty of company in the form of a rather large amount of reading material.
One peak I had 3,000 books. I've been packing my books since last November.
Yes, and that's why we've got 160 odd boxes in the garage at the moment.
Yes, that's true. And that doesn't include the 1,000 I've given away.
Janet is planning to continue her storytelling after the move. And Jeff will have plenty to keep him busy too.
I have 3 main interests, one of which is photography, the other is golf, and the third is volunteering. I've been volunteering with the Epsom Riding for Disabled group now for 15 years, and I'm hoping to explore the opportunities wherever it is we end up for the local Riding for Disabled.
With their bungalow already sold, it's time to get the ball rolling on their property search. So they'll shortly be moving to their flat in Sidmouth while they wait for their Devonshire dream home to come along.
I'm really looking forward to moving down to Devon. I want to be able to walk out my front door and be in country, breathing in the fresh air, but also being able to enjoy seeing nature.
I've only ever lived in 2 houses. One I was born in, and this one. But we're moving on to new adventures in Devon.
Janice and Jeff have asked us to concentrate our search in South Devon, between Plymouth and Exmouth, an area to the west of their flat in Sidmouth. And before we begin the story of their house hunt, I'm meeting them in Devon to make sure I'm absolutely clear about what it is they're looking for.
Well, Janet, Jeff,
Welcome to Devon.
Thank you.
So what kind of thing are you searching for?
I have a minimum of 4 bedrooms and make sure that both Janet and I have a place to work, a nice study area.
So 2 studies, a home for the books, and lots of bedrooms. This is just for the 2 of you.
Well, we've got lots of family we want to come visit and friends to visit. But I also like running workshops with storytellers.
Is there anything you're not looking for?
I prefer not to have a thatch.
OK. And what are the must-haves?
Well, for me, it'd be nice to have a bungalow, but we're open to looking at 2-storey. But for me, there needs to be the possibility of having a bedroom on the ground floor. I have a bad back, and sometimes it's very difficult to walk upstairs.
And what about the garden? What would you like to see? A lot of space, or...?
Not too much, but Janet wants people to be able to camp in the garden in case we're putting people up.
OK.
So, place for tents.
So no garden for you, as in to enjoy, but somewhere that...
Low maintenance. I love gardens. I love doing a bit of work.
And what about the key things in the area? What are you looking for there?
We're certainly looking for a local community where we can get involved with activities associated with that. You know, arts and crafts.
We like being with people, and, you know, we like popping in and out of each other's houses. That's what I want to be, part of a community.
And I think it needs to be fairly flat.
Yes, because when I say again when my back is bad, I really can't cope with any kind of slope. But also that's close to local amenities like a pub, a little shop, a post office, so that we can walk down there without having to get in the car and drive somewhere else.
And just remind me of the budget that we're working with?
£750,000 maximum.
And that is if it's a perfect house.
Well, I know we have some fantastic properties for you to see. Let's get searching.
Good.
Thank you.
Let's go.
For their budget of £750,000, Janice and Jeff are looking for a home that's either a bungalow or allows for single-storey living if needs be. They need space for Janet's library of books, and they'd each like a study, as well as at least 4 bedrooms. Outside, they want a garden that's manageable but has room for camping. And location-wise, they'd ideally want to be somewhere that's flat. They'd also like to be close to amenities with an opportunity to be part of the local community. We've chosen a selection of interesting and contrasting properties for Janet and Jeff to view, but they'll only find out the price of each one after they've toured it. The final visit will be to the mystery house, which might leave them thinking they're seeing double, but it should guarantee each and every one of Janet's books a home. We're on our way to the village of Duxford in the foothills of Dartmoor. The rural village is located in the South Devon area of outstanding natural beauty, overlooking the River Avon and surrounded by stunning Devonshire scenery. There's a post office here as well as a parish hall, which curiously doubles up as the Dipford Arms pub 4 times a year. There's also the attractive 13th century St Mary's Church, whose spire towers over the village. 3 miles away is the larger village of Avonwick, where there's a traditional pub and a garage, as well as a shop. An 8-minute drive takes us back to tranquil Dipford, where we find this remodelled bungalow.
Oh, this looks interesting.
Very interesting. It's a bungalow.
A beautiful, very spacious bungalow.
Yes, it
And
is.
it seems to go on for ages.
Wow. And a double garage over there, Jeff.
Yes, and plenty of parking,
Yes.
which is good.
There's a little village in every direction. We're actually on the boundary of the sort of area of outstanding natural beauty.
Yeah.
You've got 2 farmers living either side.
OK.
There's so much more to tell you.
Yes.
Should we get in?
Let's go.
This wonderfully located property is perfect for Janet, offering her single-storey living. There's a pretty garden to the front, and we're entering straight from the terrace into a beautifully bright kitchen. So you've got the triple aspect kitchen. This was the new part of the bungalow that was built sort of 4 or 5 years ago.
OK.
Beautiful high ceilings.
Yes.
Yes.
And a wonderful look into your back garden as you wash up of an evening. And then that open plan into your living area.
All right.
Is this somewhere you could have a morning cup of coffee?
Well, probably nip out in there.
Well, your garden door, literally, there's not even a step into the garden. And I know you just want that lovely flat aspect into the garden.
We soon have a table and chairs out there.
I like this forward planning already. Shall we do a little exploring?
Yes.
Plenty more of surprises with this particular house.
Okay.
Come this way, come this way. the sitting room leads to a hallway, of which are 4 bedrooms. We're heading to one at the back of the house. Now, I wanted to show you this bedroom because it's one of the master bedrooms, but this particular one's got an ensuite, which I know you were wanting.
Yes, yes.
And then views out into
there.
your garden.
Very good, very nice.
It's a good size, plenty of room.
There's a lot of space in this house, and I know you're really after that. We need a home for your books.
Yes.
Shall we see if we can find one in this particular house?
Yes.
I think we may have just the thing.
Oh, excellent.
OK, right. I shall lead the way. Follow me. Opposite the bedroom is a family bathroom with a separate shower, and along the hallway are the other 3 bedrooms. There's a bright double with doors to the terrace at the front, a smaller double at the back, and next to that, a room currently used for storage. Then a door at the far end of the bungalow conceals the last room. OK.
My goodness,
Good grief.
it's another kitchen.
It's
And what a beautiful room.
You've got a gorgeous decked area out here.
Yes.
The reason we have a second kitchen in this house is the house is actually owned by 2 friends who live in separate parts of the property. But I thought this would be perfect for you. You can have guests stay in this half of the house, or you could run your writing workshops or storytelling workshops.
I think it worked very well as a workshop area space.
Yes, offers a whole heap of opportunities.
It has that nice feel about it. It's really quite nice and welcoming and just sort of,
It's got a cosy feel, hasn't it?
Yes, that's the very word I was looking for, cosy.
This property has already revealed one surprise to Janet and Jeff. But there's another one as we head outside. The garden is well laid out with mature trees, shrubs and flowers, and there's even a pond and a small area of woodland. The compact kitchen garden has far-reaching views across neighbouring fields. Adding up to around 3/4 of an acre, there's room for tents too, but that's not all. Is that good? You're already liking what you see. Your beautiful writer's retreat here.
Yes.
That looks good.
2 rooms. One's used as a bedroom at the moment, so you could have guests staying. The other is actually used by the current owners for artist workshops.
Right.
What do you feel when you see that?
Well, I have to say I feel very excited. Very interesting.
So you've got your writer's retreat as well as your bungalow. What do you think the value of this property is?
Well, I think it's got most of the things that we really want. I reckon it must be around about £720,000.
I think it's about £740,000.
OK. Living area and kitchen open up all sorts of possibilities for Janet's workshops. 4 bedrooms allow Jeff to have his own space too. The garden and its views are magnificent, and the writer's retreat is an unexpected bonus for Janet, who could house some of her book collection here.
Oh, yes. There's plenty of room here.
Oh, for your big work table?
Yep. And there's the room next door.
Yes. I was eyeing that up for my photography room.
Well, yes, actually, that's a very good idea, isn't it?
Well, the house here, it seems to meet all the requirements. There's plenty of nice rooms, a few adaptations we will need to do. It looks great. And there's a greater outside space for Janet's library and my photography workshop.
I think this house is very interesting. It has lots of rooms, lots of opportunity for developing things. I think it really is a real contender, and I think this whole place is inspirational. And I would look forward to being able to do some writing here.
Have we potentially found a home for your library, Janet?
Well, there's certainly the space for it.
OK, lots of smiles.
Yes, absolutely lots to think about.
Let's keep going.
OK.
Good.
Devon's rich pasture land and moderate climate means a good variety of crops flourish here. But one of the oldest crops known to man, dating back some 30,000 years, has all but died out in the county, and it's called flax. Perhaps known more nowadays for the linseed it produces, its fibres are also traditionally used to make linen. Susie Gillespie is a textile designer based just outside Totnes, who uses the environment around her for inspiration. She marries age-old techniques with her own creative modern-day vision and produces unique creations from linen, made entirely from scratch. She also runs courses in linen spinning and creative weaving. And today, Janet and Jeff have come to meet her at her home studio to learn how it's done. Now, we know Janet loves to spin a yarn, and so does Susie.
I'm a weaver and I process my own flax, and I've always used linen, so I thought it'd be nice to try and make my own. So I've started growing it in the field and processing it to use for my work.
I use textiles and materials in some of my storytelling with my work with people with profound and multiple learning disability because it helps them have a tangible basis for learning a story or feeling a story. And at the moment I buy lots of my materials from shops, but the idea of maybe being able to create my own textures, I think that's quite exciting.
Susie works with homegrown flax planted in the orchards surrounding her studio, which she harvests by hand, pulling it up, roots and all. Once it's dry, the first stage is to remove the seed heads using a large metal comb. The flax is then submerged in water before it's dried again.
This is the flax that I've pulled up and retted for a couple of weeks in a bath of water.
Yeah.
And that just loosens off the fibres from the woody core.
Oh, yeah.
And the fibres are what we need for the spinning to make the yarn. But if I just show you how I do it with the flax breaker, it's an amazing tool. The design's taken from an old-fashioned flax breaker.
It's essentially the same process that has been used for thousands of years. The flax is crimped, which reveals the inner fibres.
You keep working at it.
Yes, I can see how that's turning into
the fibres are coming out.
The fibres, wow, that's very interesting.
If Janet's serious about making her own yarn, then she'd better have a go herself.
I'll take this, you take the handle.
Oops. OK. It's changing, it really is changing, isn't it?
That's probably ready now. I can show you the next step.
OK.
Here.
The next stage is for the flax to be spun into yarn using a spinning wheel before it's woven into fabric. The golden yarn can be dyed a rainbow of colours. Susie creates all kinds of products from her linen, including cushions, artwork and table runners.
So this is the yarn that's been spun?
Yeah, so it's ready now to start weaving. So with the weaving, you use your feet to press the pedals, and we use the two outside pedals to make the alternate shafts come up. These are the shafts. So if you press one pedal down, and then you put the shuttle across, and use the beater to beat the thread in place, and then you take your foot off the pedal and put the other foot on, and change it to the other side.
So I guess it's a lot different from, you know, the machines in a factory where they produce perfect stuff every time.
Yeah, well, I think doing it by hand, you're able to put in elements that you like, and then sometimes if it goes a bit wrong, it just adds to the creativity, and, you know, the human error adds to it.
Now Janet and Jeff are getting the chance to put their stamp on a weave.
Go. Yay! And then go onto the other one, and then we're whacking this one through. Over. That's it. OK, go. OK.
I see what you've done. Oh, really nice.
It's been a lovely day. Learned a lot.
Well,
learned a lot.
Thanks for coming, and good luck with your house hunting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now our pair have learned how to spin a yarn, it's time to reflect on their Devon journey so far, before our house hunt continues tomorrow. Morning has broken on the next leg of our trip around South Devon, searching for a country home for Janet and Jeff from Ewell in Surrey. And armed with a budget of £750,000, our brief is to find a property that allows for ground floor living. We've still got a mystery house with a rather big bonus. Now, that would be a great place to have a glass of something lovely in the evening on that patio space there.
Or
The lovely decking. Oh, the first thing in the morning, Jeff. I like your style. And I'll be working out whodunit when I visit a world-famous crime writer's rather magnificent Devonshire home. Any details in this room that are in her books?
Absolutely. In Dead Man's Folly, Poirot was sitting here. Mrs. Stubbs would be sitting here looking at her emerald ring with her arms stretched out.
Today is day 2 of our property search, and later on I'll be showing our lovely couple their mystery house, or should I say, houses. But first to a rather grand and very imposing property. For our next visit, we're heading just outside the village of Stoke Gabriel, which is situated on a creek of the historic River Dart. The unspoilt village has a good selection of shops, alongside places to eat and drink. Its narrow lanes roll down to the river, where Dart salmon has long been fished. Just a 6-minute drive away is the rather handsome property we've come to see. What I'm liking is the big, big smiles that I'm seeing already.
That looks great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's full of character. I love the doorway. The doorway is just so inviting. There's so much a story house. It's got a history. There must be a story there somewhere.
It has a great history. Late Georgian, Grade 2 listed, restored just 4 years ago through the entire house. So there is so little work to do inside.
We certainly weren't asking for period, but this may be an exception. Let's go in.
All right, you can't wait, can you? Come on, let's do it.
This impressive double-fronted property was built around 1820 as a farmhouse. The current owners have spent a year transforming the property into the home we're about to explore. It is attached on either side to former farm buildings, which are now separate residences. As we cross the threshold, a grand entrance hall passes a sweeping stairway, which leads to a rather majestic sitting room. Beautiful cornicing in keeping with the Georgian property, your ceiling rose, the original sash windows from the farmhouse, and the original shutters as well.
It's a good size room, isn't it? Yeah, I could see myself here.
It's certainly got a nice warm feel to it.
There is another beautiful living room of this size.
Right.
And I thought that could make a perfect downstairs bedroom. Again, it's gorgeous views onto the garden. And behind us is a cloakroom and utility room along this stretch of wall, which is already plumbed in, and you can look at adding a shower in there.
Oh, right.
And then you have that perfect downstairs bathroom, so you could investigate that as an option.
Yes.
This house may be a period property, but its fine proportions and excellent flow could provide an appealing option for Janet and Jeff. And at the back of the property is a fantastic farmhouse-style kitchen diner with access to the garden and adjacent parking spaces.
Oh, my word. Oh, look at the flagstones.
The original farmhouse floor.
Yes.
A kitchen that has been restored so lovingly. And you have your range.
Yes.
You've got your dining space behind you.
Yes.
It's very nice.
I do like the fact that they do run into each other, and it's kept a different character from the kitchen. They are separately defined spaces.
And then under this wonderful old farmhouse kitchen, running the entire length of the kitchen and dining area, you have a basement room.
Ah.
So for guests, friends, family coming to stay, that also has a little bathroom downstairs too. More places either for storage and a wonderful library, or just a lovely place for guests to visit. So lots of living space on the ground floor for you.
Yep.
Should we take a look upstairs?
Yes, please.
OK. The winding stairway leads to the first floor, passing a wonderful picture window with views to the garden. Up on this floor, off a large landing, there's a bright tiled family bathroom and 4 bedrooms. A spacious twin room lies at the back of the house, a double at the front with a pretty feature fireplace. And next door, there's a smaller room used as a study. But we're on our way to the largest and most impressive of the 4 bedrooms, the master suite.
Lovely and big. Lovely big space.
And I love the fireplace. It's a beautiful sized room.
Off this bedroom, you have an ensuite as well.
Yeah.
Double sinks.
Yes.
And a lovely walk-in wardrobe.
Yes.
Lots of room.
So you don't need wardrobes in here?
No, you don't. Shall we keep taking a look?
Yes, please.
Let's explore those gardens, and maybe now's the time to start thinking about how much a house like this might be worth.
Yes.
You don't want to leave, do you?
No.
Nope.
Right, come and tell me where you're going to move everything into.
Okay.
Outside, there's a large garage providing additional storage space, and there's also a workshop. We're heading to the grounds which lie to the front of the house. The exceptional walled garden is filled with bursts of colour. There's also an immaculately manicured lawn surrounded by mature shrubs and trees. And beyond, in a further area of garden, an idyllic summer house in which to soak up the tranquil surroundings. That is quite a view of the property, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
And this land goes right onto that lovely viewing bench up there.
Yeah.
And not too difficult to maintain. It's mainly lawn in this area.
Yeah.
You're wondering about the price, I'm sure. What do you think this property's on the market for?
I think about £690,000.
I should go a bit higher than that. I think about £730,000.
I say, Janet, you are closer. This property is on the market for £695,000.
Yeah. I think it's a very nice amount, and it's a nice property.
I get the sense you're itching to explore some more. Go on, I'm going to send you off. I shall enjoy this gorgeous view. This wonderful Georgian home is priced £55,000 under Janet and Jeff's budget. And with all its character and space, it's given them plenty to think about. It's got the farmhouse kitchen Janet was dreaming of and 4 good-sized bedrooms. Outside, the garden is not only beautiful, but also provides workspace options for both Janet and Jeff.
I really like this house. As we approached it down the path, it was immediately a story house. You know, it has a story of its own, but it looks like the typical sort of storybook house.
I love the house. I love the symmetry as you approach the house. I love the sizes of the rooms. Nice tall ceilings, Georgian windows, beautiful lights.
So, have you seen enough?
Yes.
Certainly had a good hunt around.
All pretty positive?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really good, very interesting.
And we still have that mystery house to see.
Mystery house.
Go on. It's not just Janet who's drawn to seek inspiration from Devon's beautiful landscape. Many creatives, past and present, have links to the county, including Charles Dickens, Thomas Hardy, and Jane Austen. But one novelist is synonymous with the south of the region, and that's crime writer Agatha Christie. Born in Torquay, she bought Greenway House near Brixham in 1938 as a holiday retreat, a Georgian property with a Grade 2 star listing. It sits on the banks of the River Dart, and Christie dubbed it the loveliest place in the world. In the year 2000, Christie's daughter gave Greenway to the National Trust, and the property now welcomes over 100,000 visitors a year, plus overnight guests. I've come to meet House and Collections Manager Elaine Ward to find out more about the very private writer and her holiday hideaway, where she was known by her married name.
She used to come here and escape from being Agatha Christie. She was Mrs. Malawan while she was here. She was part of the community. The school children used to come in, the gardeners here, the community. So this is where she came to relax.
So would we find the house in any of her books?
We know it as Greenway, but many Agatha Christie fans will know it as Nass House in Dead Man's Folly. This is where the garden fete was happening, and also where the murder victim was found in the boathouse lower on down in the garden. So when you read Dead Man's Folly and you're walking through the garden, walking through the house, you can see the story come alive.
And was this always her holiday home until she passed away?
She did own this house until she passed away. Obviously, subsequently, her daughter and her son-in-law, Anthony, took over this house, but she had this house until she passed away in 1976. Now the National Trust have taken over, and we're keeping it in the spirit of Agatha Christie as she's just walked out into the garden.
Well, not only is it an incredibly impressive house, I can understand why Agatha Christie would have loved this view so much. It is stunning. Greenway was built in the late 1700s. Agatha Christie had admired the striking property since she was a little girl. So when, as an adult, she saw it was up for sale, she knew it was her dream house. Today, its interior is just as it was in the 1950s. This is such a large room, and yet there's a sense of a really cosy atmosphere here. What would Agatha have used this room for?
Well, this is her drawing room, and they used to spend time in here relaxing with the family. Mainly this area here is where they used to read her scripts. She used to sit here with her family, reading the stories, reading the chapters.
So she would actually sit here reading to her family?
Yeah.
Sort of testing out the stories?
Yes, she would.
And are there any details in this room that are in her books?
Absolutely. Again, Dead Man's Folly. Poirot was sitting here. They would come through the doorway here, and then one of the characters were leaving out through the French windows over here. There's also Mrs. Stubbs would be sitting here looking at her emerald ring with her arms stretched out. So you can just imagine her sitting here while she's looking at this.
And are these the sofas that Agatha actually sat in, or have you just replicated everything in the room?
No, everything that is here actually belonged to Agatha Christie and her family. For instance, that's the desk she used to write at while she was here, drafting out plot lines, notebooks, that sort of thing.
This house is truly... keep a small boat. It was yet another location featured in her novel Dead Man's Folly, where one of her characters met an untimely death. Well, this is a little different from the main house. What's going on here?
As you can see, it's a bit of a dilapidated state, so we're doing a building restoration here. Sadly, we've got plaster coming off the walls here.
So is anything here as it would have been in Agatha's time?
What you see in the building, you've got the fireplace there. That was here, obviously, when Agatha was here. Then you've got some of the furniture.
Oh, this is hers?
Yeah, absolutely. This is her chair. This is where she used to sit and do some reading.
So what are the unique challenges of renovating a property like this?
Well, Boathouse gives it initial challenge straight away. We are right on the River Dart here, so with the environment, we have to put new lime plaster on the walls. We have to make sure that it's clean and dry and very warm to make sure that that plaster dries significantly. Otherwise, it all has to be taken off and starting again. There's a lot of research involved to make sure we use the correct materials.
Elaine, thank you so much for taking the time to let us come and explore. I know there's lots of work to be done, so I'll let you get on.
Thank you very much.
From one fabulous Devon pad to another, but we've got to wait a little while to get to the bottom of our thriller today. Mystery house. What are you thinking we might show you?
I think that it's going to be a modern bunker version with open plan.
With a thatched roof?
Just
possibly not.
Well, you never know. For our last property, we're travelling to the village of Bigbury-on-Sea, also located in the South Devon area of outstanding natural beauty. Local amenities include a shop and a 16th century pub and restaurant. Just under 6 miles north is the historic market town of Modbury, where a wider selection of independent shops and eateries can be found, including an attractive 14th century coaching inn. A quarter of an hour's drive takes us back to Bigbury-on-Sea and our mystery property, which is located behind a sweeping circular drive. Just 200 metres from the sea, it boasts a bird's-eye view of Burr Island, a tidal island reached by foot at low tide and a sea tractor when the tide is high. It provided literary inspiration to Agatha Christie and also attracted Noel Coward to its Art Deco hotel in the 1930s. So here we are, our mystery house.
Wow.
First impressions.
It's a bungalow.
Which is what you were after?
Yay!
And it looks very big. It seems to go a long way back.
Yes.
It does. Any idea why it's our mystery house?
Not yet.
This particular house is our mystery house because it's 2 houses.
2 houses?
2 houses. So you have the main house here.
Yeah.
And then the other house, you know, you're talking about your writing groups, friends and family coming to stay at. You could run it as a going concern.
Yes.
Which is what the current owners do. They rent out this section of the house and live in the annex at the back.
Yes.
Oh.
What do you think of the idea of the 2 properties in one?
I think it's got potential.
Should we see inside? Come on, let's do it. This wonderfully located bungalow was originally built in the 1960s, but was extended 5 years ago to create a self-contained annex. We're entering via a hallway into the original part of the property, currently rented out for holidays by the present owners. So nice big hall space.
Oh, yes.
Already a couple of bookshelves up.
Oh, right.
Maybe room for more. And then a lovely big living area for you.
Yes. It's a nice big space.
It's ideal.
Yes.
With those lovely views of Burr Island.
Oh, yes.
Yes, beautiful.
Now that would be a great place to have a glass of something lovely in the evening on that
nice
patio
veranda.
space there.
Or first thing in the morning.
Oh, the first thing in the morning, Jeff. I like your style. Our welcoming mystery house has already got Jeff's imagination working. Just behind us is a dining room area, off which is a beautifully finished kitchen with access to a small courtyard garden, and there's a utility room next door. Then, behind the kitchen is a nautically themed family bathroom, serving 3 double bedrooms. There's one with doors to the courtyard and a smart shower room. Next door is a twin, and another double is lucky enough to have views across to Burr Island. That's the main bungalow, and next door is the adjoining annex the current owners call home. It's just the other side of the courtyard. We're starting off in the open-plan kitchen and living room, which takes up half the property.
It's very nice. Certainly a nice annex.
You could use this as maybe your writer's retreat and then have the main part of the property to yourselves. There is also a little office outside, which is a converted garage.
Right.
Which could be your man cave, Jeff, if you wanted. So our mystery house does have lots of options for you.
Yeah.
Should we go see the master bedroom?
Yes, let's.
The sleeping quarters just next door take up the other half of the annex. So, big room. Lovely cupboard space for both of you. You've got full built-in wardrobes there.
Yeah.
Very large bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Lovely walk-in shower.
Yes.
Oh, great.
So nice big space for you in the annex here.
Certainly. It's a beautiful master bedroom.
And what about that view into the garden?
Yes.
Nice to wake up to that. And when you're in bed, you can see all the way up the hill.
Well, now you've had a look, shall we head out into that garden?
Yes, please.
Yes.
OK, come on. The main bungalow benefits from wonderful sea views. Behind the annex is a stunning and expansive garden surrounded by fields and hilly countryside. The grounds are well kept, with beautiful flower beds, mature trees, a kitchen garden and a greenhouse. There's also lapsed planning permission for a double garage, which could become Janet's longed-for library. It's worth coming up this tiered garden to catch that view of Burr Island and the ocean.
Just marvellous.
I think it's easy maintenance, just the right size. So easy to look after. Even I might better cut this grass.
So it would work for you?
It certainly would.
You've seen the garden, the house, now down to the price.
The difficult bits.
What do you think our mystery house is on the market for?
I'm going to go optimistically at £720,000.
OK, Janet?
But I would think around about £680,000.
Take each of those offers, come halfway, 700,000.
Right.
Offers in excess of 700,000, so you're both 20 out.
Yes.
Would you like to take another look at the house?
Yes, please.
You do that. I'm going to take in the view a little bit longer. Enjoy.
Right.
Thank you.
This mystery property with its bonus annex could leave Janet and Jeff with £50,000 in the kitty if they decide to make it theirs. It offers Janet accessible single-level living in a spacious home with more options than they could have dreamed of for housing Janet's library, as well as welcoming guests and holding workshops. And Jeff would have a photography room for himself. Outside, the garden is perfect for our pair and comes complete with spectacular views that are sure to inspire some of Janet's storytelling. Plus, it's close to amenities.
The mystery house, it is very interesting. Being divided as two, it gives great potential in dividing up in the way that we want to use it.
I found the mystery house intriguing, and I can see the possibility of living here. I can see how we might use it, how we might set it out. But I think for me, I'd need to know more about the area before I could say yes, definitely a contender.
You've had a good look round the mystery house?
Certainly have.
You've seen all the properties now?
Yes.
Yes.
Lots to think about.
Very lots to think about.
Shall we find somewhere to have a coffee and a chat?
Yes, please.
Let's do that, come on. Right, it's time to catch up with Janet and Jeff and find out what their next step is going to be. And I have to admit, even at the end of our search, I'm not 100% sure in which direction they're heading. Janet, Jeff, Do we have a front runner from all the properties we've seen?
Well, I think there are two which sort of spoke to us more, and that was the Georgian house and the Mystery House. We're interested in both properties, so part of what we aim to do is to go back, have a look around the areas, find more details about the kinds of things that go on.
And will you go back for a second viewing on either of the properties?
I think that's really subject to, testing out the area, finding out more about the area, what the local facilities are.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck with your continued search, and I look forward to coming and exploring, perhaps borrowing a book from your library very soon.
You'll be very welcome.
Perhaps you'll join Janet at one of her workshops there.
I'm in. Sign me up now.
Come and tell a story.
So we're at the end of a successful few days house hunting here in Devon. I'm really pleased that we've managed to find Janet and Jeff two properties that they really liked. It just remains to be seen in this particular tale whether it's their heads or their hearts that will win out. See you next time on Escape to the Country. If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, then apply online at bbc.co.uk/The Honour Show.